Brilliance Audio presents Stories We Never Told by Sonja Yoerg. Performed by Lisa Flanagan, Christopher Lane, Soneela Nankani, and Steve West. Just dinner. The innocence of the phrase is deceptive as the dinner itself would turn out to be, as Jackie would discover 98 days later. Dinner with friends. A table for 4. Dinner with people she thought she knew and loved. As it turns out, no one is who she believed they were, least of all herself. So much secrecy, and in its service so many lies. And shame, at least for some. They say, the infamous, authoritative they, that the worst lies are those you tell yourself. Even before the dinner, before everything began to unravel, Jackie had been skeptical of the veracity of that old chestnut. Being true to yourself is noble, but other people's lies can cripple you whether you are self-actualized or not. All it takes is a little misplaced trust, a scrap of faith made of white cloth. That night at dinner a match would be struck, and the white cloth lit, although it would burn slowly. Slow, too, would be the dawning of Jackie's understanding. She knew in her mind, not in her heart, that appearances could be deceptive, that love, desire, and ambition make it harder to see others for who they are. Smart, rational people, even those who study people for a living like Jackie, can get it wrong. Dead wrong. For a second time, Jackie checks her hair and makeup in the visor mirror, stalling. She hates being late, and there's no reason to dawdle now. It is, after all, just dinner with 2 people she knows intimately. Miles, her husband of 18 months, and Harlan, her colleague in the psychology department, and, more saliently, her former boyfriend. Oh, and a surprise guest. Jackie frowns at herself and fusses with her eyebrows. She also hates surprises. She hasn't seen Miles in 10 days. It's his busy season, scouting young athletes, football players mostly, hoping to sign them. He's meeting her at the restaurant. She checks her watch. 10 minutes ago. Harlan's been on sabbatical the past year, and during that interval they met only once, briefly, at a conference. Has she missed him? Of course. You don't date a man for 5 years, then pretend he has nothing going for him, especially when that man is Harlan. Jackie's not a revisionist. The 3 have had dinner before many times and weathered the initial awkwardness. It was Harlan's idea to socialize when Jackie and Miles began dating 4 years ago. He invited them to a Redskins game, and the men became fast friends, with no apparent jealousy on either side. The psychology department isn't big enough to harbor enmity, so Jackie welcomed the chance to normalize her relationship with Harlan. Phone in hand, Jackie grabs her bag, opens the door. She's parked too close to the next car and maneuvers through the narrow gap, scuttling sideways, sucking in her stomach to avoid getting dirt on her dress. She texts Miles, "In 5," dancing woman emoji, and hurries out of the parking garage. She glances at her screen, reading Harlan's message from earlier today for the 5th time. "Bringing a friend tonight, so changed the table to 4. Eager to catch up with you and Miles. It's been too long." A friend? Never did a word convey less. If Harlan meant to arouse her curiosity, he'd succeeded. She pockets the phone and makes her way out to Potomac Street. Partway along the 2nd block, she spots Miles. His white blonde hair is a beacon. He's resting against a lamppost, extinguishing a cigarette on the sole of his shoe. A move at once masculine and regrettable. 3 cigarettes a day aren't going to kill him, but why not just quit? It almost seems weaker to smoke 3 than the pack a day he'd smoked when she met him. Miles pulls a roll of mints from his trouser pocket and slides one into his mouth with one hand, extracting his phone from the breast pocket of his blazer with the other. Jackie smiles. For a former rugby star built like a dumpster, he has grace. He looks up from his phone, zeroes in on her and sends her a lopsided grin. She lifts her face to his for a minty, smoky kiss. "Hello, husband mine." "Hello, beautiful." His usual greeting, springing from his European gentility and inherent goodness, but delivered in a way that never allows her to question his sincerity.